Okay, behind me is this Toyota Yaris that we're going to start modifying now. We're going to put a half cage into it that Caleb's busy with. The idea is to put it back together in the interior that looks something like a Porsche Cup car, you know, with the roll cage very neatly, carpets done. That's sort of what we're going for. The idea is to get the car ready for the Samola Hill climb that's coming up in a few months' time. Sequential gearbox, paddle shifts, and we're also looking at a Cyvex four-wheel drive controller. So there's a few things in the pipeline. Also shock absorbers. The owners haven't quite decided what they're going for yet. Obviously it's very pricey, or the upper echelon is crazy expensive. You know, they're trying to figure out what they really are looking for and what they want to do with it. But yeah, we are starting on it and we'll see where it ends up.
Where's spinner, man? Los my nipple uit. Give me a dirty spinner.
How much?
13.
Caleb, what is it that you're doing to this car?
I'm taking the bolt-in half cage out and
Asking you for 13 spinner.
asking for 13 spinner and stripping out the seats and stuff to build a welding half cage.
Okay, my 3 to 8 that I raced this weekend, we got it down to the 20.3 in the cold morning. On semi-slicks, we're very happy with that, but obviously there's still, we're itching to get the car faster. So yeah, we're taking weight out primarily, weight off the front, weight out the back. We want to move the fuel tank into the middle of the car to get the weight distribution a bit better. We're trying to keep our emotions under control and not take the engine out, because we know the engine's history and it's an unported head. The compression is relatively low, the valves aren't deshrouded, so there is probably 10 to 15 kilowatts there, and I've got another box full of parts in the office that I'm itching to try.
Baie dankie, this is the best gift anyone ever bought me.
So this is valve springs.
Waar is die blou kar? Kom ons gaan die blou kar.
This is nice.
Ja, dit is baie anders as die laaste cat cam wat ek gesien het.
This is very nice.
Bro, ek het nog nooit so loop gesien op 'n BMW.
Kijk hoe lyk het vir bro. Kijk nou gaat ons ref hoor.
So sit ons hom net terug in die box. Steek hom weg. I ordered these things because I wanted it. I don't have a specific plan with it yet. Originally I thought we need to put it in my turbo car because it will make more power. But we clearly have enough power there, or more than we can use. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Maybe, I mean seriously, I wanted to copy the camshaft potentially so we can obviously sell it in engines. But yeah, I don't know if we're even able to do it or not, but yeah, it's very cool to have the whole kit. I can obviously check the valve springs and all of the beautiful stuff, how they do it. So yeah, we're not quite sure where we're going to end, but we're definitely trying to make it faster and see if we can get this car into the 19s on semis. Would be incredible. I can give that back to Gozzy if I take the power steering off my own car.
That is a...
Which Gozzy's power steering is currently on the blue car, which isn't Gozzy's, it's mine. Oh, look here. I can't believe we've been riding with all this weight all this time. Oh, this is weight that sits up high too. It's not just weight.
Low hanging fruit.
Low hanging fruit, yeah. Oh, we cut out these bars. These original mounting plates are obviously very well secured all the way around. So how do we, I mean, without sounding desperate, how do we get that weight off without butchering the car? I think it's going to stay there. We'll go and look somewhere else for low hanging fruit. We're considering taking the power steering off because it is worth 5 kilograms with the fluids and the pump and the knot. Look, it is nice driving a car with power steering. What sometimes happens if you're not very strong to counter steer and bring the car back, sometimes it just feels too much and you actually just ride below that threshold. It's a big problem for me, but if I sell the car, it might be a big problem for the next guy.
The brake booster that come out as well. Only one of those where you going.
Oh, that's so naughty. The other thing I thought is, do we really need an oil cooler?
Take it off, see what the temps do.
What always ran without the oil cooler? Marcos put it on because the water ran a bit hot and we were looking for a little bit of...
Yeah, take it off, see the temps. If it's not right, then we put it back on.
Yeah. Literally just loop the pipe, you know.
Yeah, there and back again.
Yeah, just take it apart.
The other thing, I've also decided, this nice throttle body setup,
Yeah.
it's aluminium, it's quite heavy. If you put the plastic one, I've got a plastic one that you can use.
And then you can
It'll
use
bolt on.
and
then
you're happy to take this
I'm
one.
happy to take this one off and put it on my car.
Okay. Okay, so we're in the engine room. We got a customer's car that we originally built the engine for quite a while ago, and it started smoking, losing a bit of performance, and the mechanic that runs that car said to me, Nian, something's up with the engine. Every now and then when I want to start it, it's like a little hydraulic lock, and yeah, so he says he's booking the car in, strip it down and let me know what you see. We sort of expected to see a blown head gasket, but what we did see is a cracked head, which unfortunately is quite a common thing for these engines, especially on the road where the plastics on the engine gets old and the engines overheat severely. So it is a common thing for these heads to crack, but not really in the racing scene. This is actually my first one that I've ever seen in my workshop coming off a race car that's a cracked head. But there's no real cure. You can weld it up, it cracks again. There's no real fixing it. So we'll have to find a different head and rebuild it for him and modify it and all that. So we'll see where it ends up. The bottom end's still going to get new rings and bearings. We obviously measured for ovality, as obviously the piston rocks down the bore like that. So we always check for ovality, but the bore is still fine. We'll put new rings and bearings in it. But yeah, that's where we're going with this engine. We're just waiting to hear back from them. We're trying to do a bit of a deal. We said to them, why don't you buy our 328, the one we're busy making lighter, and we'll take your car as a trade-in. So I think they're busy deciding what they want to do. We have completely lost touch with reality, and we are committed to taking a lot of weight out of this NABM. In fact, Connor has got the same sickness. He just walked in here and he said he had a dream of us taking weight out of the car. So we're going to glass fiber front doors, which would inner, outer door lock, complete doors. Back doors, we're just going to skin it. I'm going to take most of these rubbers out and lose some weight. We've moved the fuel tank from the back of the car into the back here. Come look, come look. So that's the fuel tank now, so it's back into a more original spot behind me for all the right-hand corners. I am considering cutting the exhaust pipe out, because the exhaust pipe is a dual system going all the way to the back, which is too much weight. Too much weight, 2 silencer boxes, too much. So we're going to cut it out, have a 76 and then side pipe it out the sides, just 1 silencer. Yeah, yesterday we cut a whole bunch of other weights out the car, which is the less exciting stuff. It's just a lot of labor taking these odds and ends out. So yeah, that's where we are. Very difficult to know where to stop. Obviously now that we don't have doors, we don't really need the locks for the doors, so obviously they can bolt off. But I know from past experiencing that these things are quite heavy, these door hinges, and obviously they're quite strong, and they actually go all the way to the inside of the, you know, this D pillar, A pillar, whatever. So I'm considering just taking a plasma cutter, cutting it around, but then you're fully committed, you're never putting a door back on. So I'm still umming and ahhing on some of those sort of stuff. We're really keen on cutting this inside out. This inside's where the safety belt normally anchors on, so it's also quite a thick piece. So yeah, and then you know, the front windscreen also putting having an aircraft windscreen made. It's also quite high, so it's quite valuable. Everything that's high is more valuable than just taking weight out.
Look how many spokes are in the wheel there, there's far too many. So that's unsprung nuts and a rotational nuts.
The wheel has to turn the air, so we're going to just disc it.
Making the disc.
Then you can't bump other cars. That I learned in stock cars. You mustn't build your car too fragile. You need to be able to take them out. Yes. That's actually the problem with a class that doesn't really have rules, is where do you draw the line? And you know, in Adrian Huey's own book, he had a small chapter on safety, which he says, you know, no engineer was ever rewarded for building a really safe car, but it's a bit slow. It's always slightly on the dangerous side, but it's fast. So obviously I'm not going to build a dangerous car, but like, where do you draw the line, cutting the chassis to pieces to take weight out? You know what's the other problem? It's when the customers keep on bringing us more and more work. and I have nobody to work on my own car, now I have to work on it. I mean, it just doesn't respect that I also want to work. We're back with our project Creep, our own race car, and yeah, we've cut the whole lot out the back of the car, a little bit all over the show. We're now contemplating cutting more away, which means then a lot of the stuff we did today. Yeah, we wasted a lot of time cutting everything out neatly. Now we want to cut the whole back of the car off. Obviously the fuel tank is in, we need to fit the fuel pumps and stuff back in. We've taken the exhaust pipe off, so we need to see what we're going to do with the exhaust pipe. But ultimately, with all these things, we can only spend that much time on it, and we need to at some point in time put the car back together. So I think tomorrow reality will hit, and we'll probably back off some of our crazy ideas and start putting it back together. I think the power steering, pump, pipes and fluids are still in serious jeopardy, so we'll see where we end up on all of it.